Hansel and Gretel. Full story script. Once upon a time, in a small cottage at the edge of a deep, dark forest, there lived a poor woodcutter and his two children, a clever boy named Hansel and his kind-hearted sister, Gretel. Their life had never been easy, but one terrible winter, things got even worse. There was not enough food in the house, and hunger started knocking at their door. One evening, as Hansel and Gretel lay awake, they overheard their stepmother whispering, "Stepmother, there's not enough for all of us. We must take the children deep into the forest and leave them there." "Father, but they are my children. How can I abandon them?" "Stepmother, if we don't, we will all starve." Hansel clenched his fists. He turned to Gretel and whispered, "Hansel, don't worry, I have a plan." That night, Hansel sneaked outside and gathered small white pebbles under the moonlight, hiding them in his pocket. The next morning, the stepmother led them far into the woods. As they walked, Hansel dropped the shiny pebbles one by one behind him. After a long walk, they were left alone by a large tree. "Stepmother, rest here, children. We will return soon." But they didn't return. When night came, the forest turned cold and scary. Strange sounds filled the air, but the moon rose high, and the white stones sparkled like stars. Hansel, "Come, Gretel, I left the trail." Following the pebbles, they walked all night and made it safely back home. Their father was overjoyed to see them, but the stepmother was angry. Days passed, food ran even lower. One night, they heard her whisper again, "Stepmother, this time we'll take them deeper." Hansel tried to collect more pebbles, but the door was locked. The next day, Hansel tore pieces of bread and dropped crumbs as they walked through the woods, but birds came and ate every last crumb. Now Hansel and Gretel were truly lost. They wandered for hours, then days. They were tired, hungry, and scared until something magical appeared before them. Gretel, "Hansel, look, a little house stood in a clearing, not made of wood or stone, but of candy, cookies, and cake. Its walls were made of chocolate. Its roof was covered in frosting. Windows glistened with sugar." They ran toward it, laughing and grabbing pieces to eat. Old woman, "Oh my, who's nibbling at my house?" An old woman came out. She had kind eyes and a gentle smile. Old woman, "Come in, little ones, you must be so hungry." She gave them warm beds and full plates. But the next morning, her true nature showed. She was a witch. "Witch, now you'll never leave Hansel into the cage. Gretel, you'll cook and clean." She planned to fatten Hansel up and eat him. Each day, she felt his finger to check if he was growing. But Hansel was clever. He held out a thin bone. Witch, still too skinny? One morning, the witch shouted, "Witch, I'm tired of waiting. Gretel, light the oven." Gretel knew she had to act. She pretended to be confused. "Gretel, how do I check the fire? I'm too small to see." Witch, "Foolish girl, like this." The witch leaned into the oven, and in that moment, swoosh! Gretel gave a big push and slammed the door shut. The witch was gone. Gretel ran to free Hansel from his cage. Together, they searched the house. They found jewels and gold hidden in jars and chests. "Hansel, we can take this back. We'll never go hungry again." They filled their pockets and began the long journey home. After many days, they found their way back to their father's cottage. Their stepmother had disappeared, and their father wept with joy to see them. "Father, oh my dear children, I thought I had lost you forever." Hansel and Gretel showed him the treasure, and they all hugged tightly. From that day on, they lived happily. never hungry, never afraid, and always together. And so, brave Hansel and clever Gretel showed that with love, courage, and a little bit of clever thinking, even the darkest woods can be escaped. The end.